Hey, what's going on? Coach Joe here, and I wanted to kind of share with you guys something a little bit different. Now, normally I'm talking about nutrition, I'm talking about training, I'm even talking about mindset, right? And then there's motivation. But today, I want to kind of share with you just something different in terms of how to have success, more success, but also the fastest way to have success on your health and fitness journey. Now, whether your goal is, let's say, losing body fat, maybe your goal is, I don't know, having more energy, maybe you want to have more confidence in terms of fitting into some old favorite clothes that you have, tucked away in the back closet, or who knows, maybe you want to get off your medications, blood pressure, cholesterol, type 2 diabetes, whatever the case may be, whatever your health and fitness goals are, we're going to be talking about the fastest way to have success. And I'm a firm believer in this. I will always, hold this true to say this is what's going to get somebody from point A to point B. And to kind of showcase that, since we're going to be really talking about community, that's going to be the key word for this one, community. I want to share with you guys a few quotes, right, from what other people have to say about just community and the justice of it, And so this is a quote from Les Brown, and he said, "Birds of a feather flock together. You run around in life with losers, you're going to end up a loser, But hey, on the flip side, if you hang out with winners, you will become a winner." And I think it holds a lot of truth and a lot of merit, honestly, because you have to take that approach. And in terms of evaluating yourself, but not just evaluating yourself, evaluating the people inside of your inner corner, right? If, let's say, even your family members are toxic and maybe like you're on a health and fitness kick and, you're going after it because you see the value in your own health, and maybe those people they don't necessarily agree with it, or maybe they're not into it, or maybe they don't care. It's not a priority to them, It has to be one of these things where you have to really take ownership of that and just say, okay, I get it, right? I can't cut out my family members, but what I can do is making sure that, I'm doing something to making sure that I'm continuing to become that individual that I want to become and not fall back based on someone else's standards or someone else's, lack of priority in their own health. You can't fall away to them, And so you have to make sure that you hold true to that, right? You take a full evaluation of who are those people? Maybe it's your friends, maybe it's even your coworkers, right? Where, hey, you're that individual that's eating healthy and they're making fun of you every time. Hey, sometimes you got to bite the bullets because you got to keep your eyes on the prize, but also making sure that you have the right people in your corner supporting you. And I'm going to talk about that here in a little bit. This is another quote that I'm sure you've seen or heard at least, right? But you become the sum of the 5 people that you surround yourself with the most. Jim Rohn said it best. And it's you have to choose wisely. Who are those people in your corner? Do you have people in your corner that's helping you, that's supporting you? Because if you think about it in just the simplest terms, right? Let's just say, I don't know, you're in high school, way back in the day, right? Let's play a little throwback, Let's just say you're in high school, you're in history class. Well, guess what? If all the people in the class, all the different classmates, if everybody's studying and everybody's reading and quiet during the class and, the teacher's giving a lecture and, I bet you anything, and I know this is coming from somebody that didn't really do good in school, but if everybody was paying attention, odds are you'd probably be a little bit more paying attention too, especially if the teacher says something like, "Hey guys, this is important. We're going to go over this on your test." Now it's okay, you're looking around, everybody's quiet. Maybe there's a lot of commotion going on. People were just kind of chit-chatting in the classroom, but the teacher says that everybody's quiet. You're looking around the room, you're observing, you're like, "Oh, this is probably important. I should probably pay attention too." And guess what? All you did was just look around your environment, So there's so many different analogies, but let's just continue on. I'm sure that you heard maybe this, and if not, then hopefully out of this whole entire conversation I'm having you right now, this is the biggest takeaway. And this is the crabs in the bucket, mentality. And I'll just read this to you, right? If you put one crab in a bucket, it can easily, crawl its way right out. But here's the thing. If there are more than one crabs in a bucket, right, the crabs are going to gain up and basically pull that crab down. They don't want anybody to escape. And unfortunately, that's kind of how it is in today's society, right? With even family members, with even friends, sometimes the closest people next to us, they don't want to see somebody have more success than themselves. We're all kind of selfish, right? Like that's just the reality. We all are kind of like that, where it's like we don't want other people to succeed, right? And on the flip side, other people don't want, us to succeed. Everybody wants to stay kind of even keel and on that average, that playing field. And that's where it's our job to kind of separate ourselves and lead by example, right? And be that sense of hope and inspiration that, hey, everybody should be on this mission to become the best version of themselves mentally and physically. And, it says here at the very bottom, it says, don't feel insecure when you see other people improve. You're not failing because other people are succeeding. Not two people are made to be contained within the same bucket. And just let that sink in, especially if you're on your health and fitness journey, right? Let me read that last part. No two people are made to be contained within the same bucket. So what does that mean? Well, for starters, everybody's different. Everybody's different. So some people are going to lose weight and body fat and, have more energy, have more confidence faster than others. Other people are going to, improve more in terms of their strength and in terms of their workouts. But everybody's different, so it's just like, don't ever compare yourself to other people and, just get out of your head where it's like, hey, we're all on this mission of growth. We're all on this mission to inspire others and do better. Now, I love this analogy right here. And I post this on my social media all the time, actually, because I think it's a great, analogy. And I'll just read it, right? So a shark in a fish tank will grow up to 8 inches, but in the ocean, it will grow up to 8 feet or more. So let me repeat that, right? A shark in a fish tank will grow up to 8 inches, but you put that shark in the ocean, it's going to grow up to 8 feet or more. This is because the shark never outgrew its environment. And the same is true about humans. Many times we're around small thinking people and we need to stop and we stop growing. Like that's the reality. Have you ever had a dream, right? Or a goal, right? I know personally for myself, I have plenty of times where it's like, hey, I said I was going to do this. Maybe I told some family members or some close friends and immediately I got shut down. Oh, that's a stupid idea. Or, that you never do that. You'll never succeed at that, and it kind of just deflates you, and it's the reality that once again, some people they're toxic, and I'm not saying you need to go cold turkey and cut these people out of your life, but you have to understand that's your job as a human being, right? Is to understand your birthright is to become the best version of yourself. So that way, once again, you can pour out and help out others, be that inspiration, leave that legacy, but also it's your birthright to understand that when there's somebody or something in your life that's holding you back like a ball and chain, hey, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but sometimes you got to learn when to, give and take. Sometimes you got to learn when to speak up and say, hey, listen, there's too much negativity, or, every time I'm around you, it's just, nothing positive. And hey, I'm not saying we need to go cold turkey and can't be friends or acquaintances or whatever the case may be, but I think it's best if maybe we just limit our time, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. And in my opinion, my humble opinion, if let's say a family member was coming up to me saying that, or a close friend was coming up to me saying, hey, Joe, be completely honest with you, brother. We can't spend so much time right now because I'm on this path to becoming the best version of myself. And that means, hey, I got to focus on more time, doing this and focusing on this and doing this because I want to strive to become the best version ever. I'm not gonna say, hey, that's selfish by any means. I'm going to say that's selfless. And I'm going to say, hey, hats off to you, right? Thrive. Don't just survive, thrive, plain and simple. So it's you got to understand that you don't want anybody or anything holding you back. And on the flip side, you might be listening to this right now, or maybe at home or at work. You need to change your mindset. You need to change your attitude. You need to be more uplifting to others and more positive to others and try to help them grow. So that way you're not holding them back. So just think about that, right? Surround yourself with open-minded people and watch yourself grow. Now, another analogy that I always like to talk about is just that in the term of community and surrounding yourself with people. I want you to think about this because we're going to talk a little bit about the good wolf versus the bad wolf here in a second. But I really want you to think about this where if you are just living your life as a solo dolo, nobody in your corner helping you, like eventually you're gonna hit some battles. You're gonna hit some bumps in the road. You're gonna hit some walls. You're gonna hit some challenges, some adversity, right? It's gonna be hard. That's all I'm trying to say. It's gonna be hard. And the analogy that I want to share with you is just think about yourself going out to war. Like if you had to go out to war and you had to versus this huge military, they had, the latest and greatest weapons and artillery and, tanks and everything like this. And it was just you by yourself with a small little pistol. Like how successful would you be? Like I know personally that if I was going out to war, I want to have people, right? Like my brothers in arms next to me. I want to have people that are looking out for me and want me to stay alive. I want people in my corner that's looking out for my best interests. I want people that's also going to tell me, hey, let's not go over there. Hey, let's not do this, right? I want them to kind of see the things that I can't see because maybe I got the blinders on. And I know so many times with people trying to reach their goals, right, as humans, right, we always like to think we know what's best. But sometimes when people are more experienced, sometimes when, people are higher up in the food chain, so to speak, or who knows, maybe they already have success at the same goals that you're trying to achieve, maybe they can see things farther along because they have that expertise. They have that experience to where it just kind of makes sense to say, you know what? I trust this individual on what they're going to tell me. Like they've been through this. They've seen this multiple times, right? But once again, if you're going out to war by yourself, maybe you don't have those people in your corner, right? Giving you the play-by-play, giving you the experience, looking over your shoulder, supporting you and helping you out. Now, a funny analogy that I want to go over is think about like this too. And this is, once again, great, right? In terms of just practical sense. But just put yourself in this situation. Let's say that you went to a house party. And let's just say that there was just strangers there. You were invited. Maybe you were going to go with somebody or some friends, whatever the case may be. And you don't know a soul there. Like the person that even invited you, they're not even there, So like, you're at this party. You're there. You don't know anybody, right? And let's just say, oh man, your stomach's killing you. You ate something bad. You got to go to the bathroom. So you go to the bathroom, you take a number 2, and unfortunately you run out of toilet paper. So it's like, you are literally stuck. Plain and simple. You are literally stuck. I bet you anything, and I'll even speak for myself, it would be very, very, very uncomfortable for me personally to like open up the door and start yelling like, hey, can anybody hear me? Hey, I'm stuck. I ran out of toilet paper. Anybody there? Like, that's embarrassing. That would make me feel very, very uncomfortable. Now, on the flip side, let's say I was in the convenience of my own home and my family's around, right? And maybe even some close friends, people I know, right? I would not hesitate. If I ran out of toilet paper, I'm going to open up the door like, hey guys, help a brother out. Toss me a roll of toilet paper. I ran out. Feel very comfortable. So you can see when you're in an environment where you don't know anybody, right? You will feel uncomfortable, right? Especially when a situation is where you're stuck, right? You're going to feel uncomfortable. And on the flip side, an environment where there's people around you that you trust, guess what? You're going to feel more comfortable. Well, every single day, we have a choice to make. Every single day. And it's the choice between the good wolf versus the bad wolf. The good versus evil that's deep down inside of all of us. Just being completely honest. Right? There's plenty of days where I don't feel like waking up and working on my mindset. I don't feel like going to the gym and working out. I don't feel like eating healthy, But I just always remind myself that one, if I don't feel like it, guess what? Like that's going to lead into bad habits because it's not that I'm just taking a day off. It's more so that I'm letting the bad wolf win that day. And there will be times, right? I'll be honest, where the bad wolf does win. Nobody's perfect. This is why we say at Heartletics, hey, if we had to throw out, let's say, there's 365 days out of the year. And let's just mark up and say 65 days is like, I don't know, just temptation comes in, right? You smash a dozen donuts or some cookies, whatever the case may be. You got some cheat meals in there. Maybe birthdays, celebrations, anniversaries, holidays, maybe days of like you just being sick and you can't make it to, work out and train, and maybe days where you got some injuries going on, whatever the case may be. Let's just say there's 65 of those days. Well, hey, as long as we're right on track and we're doing what we should be doing, 300 out of those 365 days, that's still a very successful year. And that's why we always, our motto at Heartletics is 1% better each and every day. It doesn't have to be this big leap and bounds. It could be just small little steps that's getting us one step closer to our overall goal. But what I really want you to understand, based on the different analogies that I just kind of shared with you, the people that's in your corner is going to help you out in your life, getting to your goals. Plain and simple. Because when you're stuck, remember, if you're stuck in a random house, a bunch of people you don't know, there's no toilet paper, it's going to feel very, very uncomfortable. Meaning that if let's say that there's a bunch of people inside of your community, inside of your environment that are there for you to support you and help you out, when you have times, right, of let's say discouragement, times of doubt, times of, man, I just really need somebody to lift me up and help me out, right? Or even just accountability. Hey, I fell off the wagon. I missed a whole week, right? Like when you have people in your corner helping you in those attributes, guess what? You're going to have more success because it's going to be way easier to get right back on track rather than just throw in the white towel and quit and go back to your old ways. Now, on the flip side, right? If you don't have people, right? It's the same thing of being stuck on the toilet, right? Where you are going to feel completely uncomfortable. And that's just the reality. We all need people in our environment that's supporting us, that's helping us. Even myself as a coach, right? I have guys in my corner that's helping me out with my business. I have guys in my corner that's helping me out with my, my spiritual walk as well at church, right? Holding me accountable, making sure that I'm doing the right things to fill myself up so I can be the best version of myself and pour back out into the others. And I can't do this by myself. Nobody can. Right? If you look, like every great successful person out there, they had other people in the background. Sure, maybe they didn't get all the glory and praise, but they had other people in the background that was supporting them, that was helping them, that was feeding them positive words of affirmations, that was uplifting them in those times of doubt, that was, showcasing with them like, hey, it's okay. Just one day. That's it. Just one more day. Just get right back on track. Hey, small changes lead to great big results. Keep it up. You need to have those people in your corner. And that's why at Heartletics, I always say it like this, and you probably heard me say it multiple times, but the reason why our coaching program works and is so successful, it has nothing to do with the nutrition. It has nothing to do with the training, right? It has nothing to do with the videos that goes over, the learning aspect of how to properly eat and how to properly train for your body type and your goals. I say that all the time. Right? Anybody can have that stuff. But the reason why Heartletics is so successful is because of the community. That is the heart in Heartletics. That is the glue that holds it all together. And we always say the members that engage the most inside the community groups always gets the best results because they're shifting their environment to like-minded individuals that say, you know what? Hey, we're going to strive to be the best versions of ourselves today. And if everybody in your environment, everybody that's around you is striving to become the best, odds are you're going to be focused on becoming the best as well. So this whole entire presentation was nothing more as just giving you a sense of encouragement, giving you some inspiration, but also really giving you a different mindset and perspective that the people that's in your corner, if they're there supporting you, encouraging you, helping you out, you will have success. But just remember this, you got to make sure that you're comfortable with those people in your corner, because the last thing that you want to be doing is, being at a random party, right, where you don't know a soul and you're stuck on the toilet and you ran out of toilet paper and you really need some. So it's like you got to pick and choose here, because at the end of the day, like these people, the environment, the community, whoever it is that you can surround in your inner circle to help you out, they have to be like-minded in terms of they want nothing but the best for you. And hey, that's what we want for all our members at Heartletics. So hopefully you guys got some inspiration for this. And as always, I'll talk to you guys next time.